Honorable adjudicators, esteemed guests, and fellow citizens, as I stand before you today, our beloved South Africa is at a critical juncture facing ingrained challenges. It is in times like these we are in need of meaningful and inclusive conversations that will pave the way forward. My name is Kuhle Palaza, and I am the chairperson of the preparatory task team, and it is my honor to welcome you to such an important gathering. As I'm about to start this national dialogue, I'm reminded of the profound words of one of our greatest leaders and our fellow president, Nelson Mandela, who has once said that the greatest glory in living lies in not never falling, but in rising each and every time you fall. And today, we rise. We rise to the challenge of shaping the future of our nation. Our task team has been entrusted with the great responsibility of putting together a national dialogue that brings together diverse perspective, experience, and expertise. This national dialogue was initiated by the Honorable President Cyril Ramaphosa, and it is a crucial step towards building a better South Africa. Our vision is clear. It is to create a nation where each and everyone has equal opportunities, resources, and support to thrive. We recognize, though, that we face deep-seated issues like poverty, inequality, and hunger. And the recent case of a young girl, 7-year-old, who was raped at school is a stark reminder of the gravity of our situation. However, though, we recognize and we also know that our problems are interconnected, and that is why my speakers are going to only focus on 3 subtopics, which include poverty, inequality, and hunger. Secondly, social cohesion and nation building. Thirdly, gender-based violence and safety. And I'm pleased to introduce to you my speakers who have drawn on research and insight from different eminent speakers, making sure that they bring concrete solutions. First, my second speaker, who will address the issue of poverty, inequality, and hunger, Azola Golodela. He will be the one addressing the situation and also bringing solutions, making sure that each and every child in South Africa does not go in bed hungry. That must be difficult, but please trust him. Oh, it's very good. Azola Golodela will be followed by Onika Mlwamba, who will discuss with us social cohesion and nation building. After Onika, we will have Lwazi Mbolompo addressing the pressing issue of gender-based violence and safety. Last but not least, Khaya Hum, who is the chairperson of the steering committee. He will be the one who's concluding for us and summarizing all of our points. So I urge all the participants to engage and also be willing to listen and to finding a common ground with us. With that being said, and with that spirit, I declare the national dialogue open. Thank you. I'll now be handing over to Azola Golodela, who addressed the issue of poverty, inequality, and hunger. Azola, over to you.
We are all gathered here in Johannesburg, a city built on gold but shaped by struggle, a city where voices were once silenced and dreams were once denied. But this city also holds the memory of defiance and resistance. Today, the face of injustice, it is not just apartheid. It is poverty that steals opportunities. It is inequality that divides and excludes. And it is hunger that whispers daily to a child, you don't matter. Now, can we really truly call ourselves truly free when millions are still trapped in survival? These are not just natural conditions. They are the products of how our history's dispossessions, exclusions, corruptions, and failing systems. The root cause lie in an unfinished business of our democracy, unequal access to land and education, poverty, inequality, and hunger. They are not inevitable, but They are the failure of our justice. And our economic systems were never fully restructured in order to serve the majority of our nation. But Section 26 and 27 of our Constitution guarantee the right to housing, food, wealth, health care, and social security. But many of us are still striving, even today, 30 years of democracy. And what does it mean to have rights then, if they can't be reached? Huh? As our former president, Mr. Nelson Mandela once said, overcoming poverty, it is not a gesture of charity, but it is an act of justice. And he was right. Because indlovu ayisindwa ngumboko wayo. In order to correct these injustices, firstly, land and our economic reforms have to open doors for the poor and to empower small farmers in order to end hunger. Secondly, quality education must become a ladder that every child can climb, no matter where they come from, in order for them to escape from poverty. Lastly, corruption must end. Every cent that has been stolen must be replaced because it is like food stolen from a child. The fight against poverty, inequality, and hunger, it is not a gesture of charity. Our constitution demands it. But South Africa's democracy will never be fully complete until every single South African shares equally into our country's dignity and wealth. As Justice Edwin Cameron once said, and also he is the Constitutional Court Judge of the Republic of South Africa, where poverty persists, where inequality endures, where hunger thrives, that is where we have to know that justice, it is not done yet. And now, please allow me to give up to our third speaker, Onika Mdwamba, who will emphasize further about social cohesion and national building. I thank you.
Thank you. Nothing defines social cohesion and unity like sports. Sports has been the cornerstone of South Africa's most united and nation-building moments. For example, 1995, 1 year after apartheid has ended, we won the Rugby World Cup. Example number 2, 2023, where we had just came from a tragic period in our time, COVID. We won it again. That just goes to show that sports can mold, can build, can repair any broken nation. Social cohesion through sports is something that has been talked about for years, but there has been no plan of action. We as citizens, we have failed ourselves. We have failed our fellow citizens. We have failed our communities. We have failed our nation. Sports is the most successful thing in this country through rugby. Why not use that to make our country more wealthy? Build it economically. Use that sport as a gateway to success. There is so much power in these diverse communities and diverse societies. And the key to unlocking that power is through sports. In 2023, I'll go back. I said the Springboks won the Rugby World Cup. But it is not just an ordinary achievement. Because Siya Kolisi put together the most diverse Springboks team ever to win the World Cup. So if he can do this, why can't we put together the whole nation to fight for one glory, fight for one goal? Make South Africa united, make it wealthy, make it safe for everyone. Provide opportunities for sports. Such foundations as the Kolisi Foundation and Motsepe Foundation have mastered this through sports. Why don't we as a nation use them? There's a Xhosa saying, "Indlela ibuzwa kwabaphambili." If these people have already found a way to make this successful. Why don't we work hand in hand with them? Help each other. Help them help us. Enlarging these foundations to be citywide, maybe even provincial-wide. I come before you today and I say allow these principles of social cohesion in communities to enlarge into the parliaments. Make these principles the thing that we look at when we want to build together a successive connection with other nations. Because it has to start with you, South Africa. You have the power. You hold it in your hands. Use it. Partake in this national dialogue. Please, I ask you, partake in this national dialogue. There's a quote that I've learned through my years of living on this earth. There is no I in team. But I've come to contradict that. Because as I said, it has to start with you. South Africa, do we want a united nation? Answer me, do we want a united nation? Yes. But do we want it bad enough? Are we willing to fight for it? Press the people that are in power to make what is right, make the right decisions to build a united, a safer, a wealthy South Africa. I'll hand over to my colleague, Lwazi Mbolompo, to attend, provide solutions, and to dissect the problem that is gender-based violence and safety. Over to you.
Gender-based violence is not just a social issue. It is a national crisis. Our country has some of the highest rates of gender-based violence in the whole world. According to statistics in South Africa, over 50,000 sexual offenses are reported each year. Experts say the figure is far higher because most cases go unreported. Think about that. Every 3 minutes, a woman, a child, the weak is violated in this country. We cannot ignore the reality. In 2019, the brutal murder of Uyinene Mrwetyana struck nationwide protests. South Africans filled the streets chanting, "Am I next?" Wise words from former politician and activist Lindiwe Mazibuko. Rape and sexual violence against women, children, and increasingly men has led to public outpouring of anger and grief. It must be transformed into action, and action now. First, men should take accountability. Too many times, perpetrators are protected by silence, by culture, by excuses. We need stronger and stricter law enforcement and policing, courts that deliver justice quickly. Secondly, men must be part of prevention. Instead of teaching our boys that being a man means dominance, we should teach them that true strength is with respect and responsibility. Campaigns like Brothers for Life and Man at Partners show when men are challenged to reflect on their behaviors, rates of violence go down. Thirdly, men must speak out. Men keep quiet when their friend, colleague, even family members abuse and violate women. Silence is complicity. We need men to call out abuse, to be allies, to lead by example. Former President Nelson Mandela once said, "Violence Violence will not end if women fight it alone. But violence will end if men change themselves. Those are not the wise words from our President Nelson Mandela. Those are wise words from me. But these are the real wise words from President Nelson Mandela. Freedom cannot be achieved until every woman is emancipated from every form of oppression. Let us remember, South Africa will never experience true freedom until every single woman is safe. I would love to pass on to our fifth and final speaker, Kanya Khum, who will summarize all the arguments and show why gender-based violence is not only urgent, but essential to the future of South Africa. On to you, Kanya Khum.
Ladies and gentlemen, judges, teachers, and fellow learners, my name is Kanya Khum, and I am the chairperson of this steering committee, and I will be concluding these points that were brought by the committee. As we come to an end of this dialogue, let us remember that this is not the end of a conversation, it is a beginning of a journey. Our Honorable President, Cyril Ramaphosa, reminded us that the national dialogue is a people-led, society-wide process used to reflect on the state of our nation, to reset priorities, and to reimagine a future where every South African can thrive. Its purpose is simple and yet profound. It is to unite us in building a new social compact that drives us towards Vision 2030, a South Africa free of poverty, united in dignity, and grounded in dignity. We have heard important voices that can't go unrecognized. Speaker 2 showed us that millions of South Africans still live below a poverty line. Speaker 3 taught us that unity in diversity can win us championships and rebuild a nation. Speaker 4 called on us to end this devastating national crisis, gender-based violence, which continues to claim lives each and every day. But we, as a nation, we must also face the criticisms that come with this national dialogue. Some foundations, the Mbeki, Luthuli, Tambo, and Tutu foundations, have withdrawn. Many say this process feels rushed or that it has lost its citizen-driven focus. Many dismiss it as just making more noise. But these are real concerns. Yet, as Chief Albert Luthuli once said, the task is not greater than we can handle. It is not one which we can abandon. We may face that this dialogue may not solve everything, but silence will solve nothing. But even amid doubt, there is hope. In a small township where I come from, Khayelitsha, young people turned the dumping site into a vegetable garden that now feeds hundreds of families. In KwaZulu-Natal, women built a safe space for survivors of violence to feel safe and warmth. This is a nation we want to build, a nation where ordinary people are doing extraordinary change. These small actions remind me of a words once spoken by our former president, Nelson Mandela. The task always seems impossible until it's done. So, learners, future leaders, let us believe, let us shape so that we can be the leaders of today that will bring a better tomorrow. I conclude. Thank you.